So hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to a new FM24 career mode here on the channel. Now, it's been a while since we've had any Football Manager content on this channel. This was the reason I built this channel in the first place, was Football Manager, and it's nice to have it coming back now. I took a year off Football Manager last year, didn't play any drafts, didn't do anything, didn't even download the game. This year, we are back, and we've come back with Scunthorpe United. Now, I know you might be thinking, oh, well, that's going to be a big challenge in National League North. Well, let me tell you, Scunthorpe are going through a lot of problems at the minute. We've got owners withdrawing funding. We've got problems in this town itself with the steel mill losing jobs. There's a lot of things going wrong in Scunthorpe, and we, as a manager, a new manager coming in, are going to try and revive them a little bit. Now, I'm not saying we're stopping at Scunthorpe forever. I've got a little thing for clubs in crisis. I like to go in and try and sort them out. That is maybe what we'll do through this career mode, but we'll work his way up and see where it takes us. But we do start here at Scunthorpe, and as you can see, there's a few eyebrows raised as we've come in. Now, Scunthorpe are predicted to finish first. This is not mainly going to be about this first season, although, to be fair, there's a lot of pressure on us as the new manager. Getting promoted at the first time we're asking in this division especially is not very easy, even with the budget that we've got here at Scunthorpe. We've got Grimsby as fierce rivals, of course. 1899, the year the club was founded. Chris Plummer is going to be the assistant manager. Can see him piping up a bit. We are going to be playing at Glanford Park. I've been there in real life a couple of times. 9,000 capacity, built in 1988. There's a lot to look at in this, because I'm guessing we're going to get new ownership, maybe a new ground. There's a lot. We do get a decent wad of transfer budget and wage budget. We have gone on the Your World setting, so we're going to get all the real life transfers up to the end of the transfer window, first transfer window. But we're not really going to make any changes to the squad, and we may as well introduce you to the squad a little bit now, because we've got this is the team at the moment as Chris Plummer sees our best 11. Roberts, Lowe, Whitehall, Jacob Butterfield, ex of Sheffield Wednesday. That's not a good omen. Evans, Kelly. We've got a few decentish players in here, and if we have a look at what they're wanting us to do in terms of the board culture, work within the wage budget, grow the club's reputation, because to be fair, let's be right, everybody, it took a bit of a good hiding in the last few years. Maximum of 1 year contracts for players over the age of 32. That's pretty much fair enough. So at the end of this current season, we've got to gain promotions to the Vanarama National, and also reach the FA Cup proper. So two things we've got to do. If we can reach the latter stages of the FA Trophy, they'd be pretty happy with that as well. And if we have a look at what the fans are saying, the supporters expect us to gain promotion as well. So all the pressure is on us at the start of this new save here on the channel. We will meet the media, but we're not bothered about at intra-squad friendlies. I don't see the point of those. And now we've saved that, let's have a look at the squad first and foremost. So this is in the opinion of Chris Plummer, of course. We'll just go on star ratings at this moment in time. Now, the first thing you'll notice is probably his two best players here on current ability are Jason Lowe and Cal Roberts. And Jason Lowe is out with a torn thigh muscle for 4 to 5 months. And Carl Roberts is 4 to 6 months with torn ankle ligaments. And they're his wingers. Now, I don't tend to play with wingers anyway. We normally go for a sort of 3 at the back system, but we'll come into that a little bit later on. We saw Jacob Butterfield. As we see, he's an experienced player at 33-year-old. He's on a 1 year contract, as the board make you do. But history-wise, he's had a decent career. Obviously, went to Sheffield Wednesday. We're going to have to afford him that. As you know, I'm a Sheffield United fan, so we'll have to get through that, me and Jacob, for this first season. But we've got an interesting squad in front of us. Harrison Poulter is a young lad full of potential ability. But looking at current ability, we've got 2 very good goalkeepers, it must be said. We can see Ross Fitzsimmons and Aaron Chapman, a 4-star and a 3-star goalkeeper. Kian Scales, can play as an attacking midfielder. We can play anywhere in the sort of midfield roles. 5'11", looks a decent prospect indeed. If we move down a little bit further, we saw Danny Whitehall, 6'3", centre forward. I do like playing with big centre forwards. It's something that I've always preferred doing. So big centre forward, Danny Whitehall. Not sure why he's number 49, but maybe that's how many goals he'll score. Michael Clunan, I believe he's the captain. He likes to play in the midfield as well. Plenty of determination as Michael Clunan. So he's quite an interesting prospect. I'll be expecting to see a little bit of him in this first season. But yeah, we'll assess the squad. Andy Butler is also a coach and centre-half. Now, Andy Butler had a very, very short spell at Sheffield United and then played for Doncaster for a fair few years. Andy Butler was a good centre-half in his day, it must be said, so I'm excited to have him on the staff. If we have a look at the staff, of course, we can have a look at the coaching team. We've got us, we've got Chris Plummer, we've got Paul Musselwhite, Andy Butler as I'm guessing, a defensive coach, and Glenn Bowden as the performance analysis. And if we have a look at the schedule, we've got a fair few friendlies. So we've got Gainsborough and a couple of others. Gateshead we play. His first game is Tamworth away in the league. Tamworth newly promoted to the Vanarama National North. So that is going to be a big, big game for them playing against Scunthorpe. And then we start off to Peterborough Sports. So you'd say that's quite a decent start for us as manager. But I'm going to get through all the media stuff. We're not going to do too much of changing players early on. See what we've got. We'll get to the first game of the season. And I'll see you then. So here we are then, 5th of August, we kick off away at Tamworth. Now, a couple of things to bring you up to date on. Let's just have a little look at how pre-season went. We started very well against Avro, Gateshead and High, did very, very well, and then we played 2 home matches. We lost to Barnet, who, to be fair, are a better side than us, and Solihull Moors. We've seen a few bits of improvement. We've had some trialists in. We haven't actually added to the squad. We've kind of left it as it is. We're going to start with what we started with practically in real life. Now, we go away to Tamworth today, and this is going to be the team that starts against Tamworth. So let me introduce you to our first team selection as Scunthorpe manager. It's going to be Fitzsimmons in goal. Ross Fitzsimmons, the number 1. He's got the number 1 on his back. He is the number 1 goalkeeper. He's a quick goalkeeper, it must be said. 4-star keeper at this level, so we're happy that we seem to have a decent stopper between the net. We've got Ogle on the right-hand side. Regan Ogle, 24 years of age. Not necessarily the best wing-back in the world. He's got plenty of stamina. He's got a little bit of pace, not too much. But I reckon he'll be a decent right-back for this moment in time. We then go in to our vice-captain, which is Andrew Boyce. Central defender, 6'4". I do like a good tall central defender. Andrew Boyce is one that I'm hoping he's going to chip in with a few goals from corners, as is Coogan, Cameroonian centre-half, 6'3". Once again, decent heading. Got a little bit of pace about him. That's why he's playing in the central defensive role on cover. On the other side, we've got Will Evans, 6'2", centre-half, very strong, good in the air. Not left-footed, only right-footed, but we've basically only got right-footed centre-halves. So it made sense to put him there. Tyler Denton at left wing back might not be the first choice going forward, but he is a decent wing back. He has got a bit of pace. He can get up and down. So Tyler Denton's decent. Jacob Butterfield, a man who's already told me in pre-season he's going to be exploring options at the end of his contract. So he starts in the midfield as the deep line playmaker. Obviously plenty of experience. So Butterfield starts in there. We've got Alfie Beeston as the ball-winning midfielder on the left-hand side. Again, we're going to try and press a little bit higher, so he's not going to be a sort of sat shielding. We're going to try and get him pressing forward a little bit and win the ball a little bit higher. So Alfie Beeston is your number 8 on the left-hand side. Captain Michael Clunan, Malaysian central midfielder, plenty of determination, good off the ball. He's going to be the Metsala, looking to get forward and break into areas around Danny Whitehall, 49, our big target man, 6'3", as we saw in the preview at the start. He's going to be a big player for us this season. Decent on penalties as well, it must be said, Danny Whitehall. And finally, it is Danny Elliott. The two Dannys up front, 6-foot poacher, decent penalty taker. Again, good off the ball, good finishing. I'm hoping these two can strike up a very good partnership. We've gone very minimal, as you can see on the left-hand side on the instructions. We're going to just work this as we go. I don't want to overload them with tons of instructions. We're not playing with Manchester City, so something to bear in mind. Other thing to bear in mind, we are struggling for attacking options off the bench. We've got a very bloated squad here at Scunthorpe, something I'm very much aware of, and we're going to be working during the transfer window. But Harry Poulter, the 18-year-old, really is our only other recognised striker at this moment in time until this injury comes back. And Nat Wallace, really, 18-year-old, he might be playing up front as well. So we've got a few different options there, but let's get stuck into it. First game of the season, away at Tamworth, newly promoted to the Vanarama National League North. So they're going to be fancying this. It's a big scalp for them at the Lamb Ground. And let's get to the dressing room. I think we're favourites here, so let's leave them in no doubt as to why. I'm excited for this one, I really am. I think this is going to be a good series, I really do. And obviously we kick off with Scunthorpe. Let's see how we get on. Just to show you whereabouts we are in terms of the settings. We're one up on the game speed, and then we're on key highlights. And here we are then, Coogan. This is us kicking off, and we straight away have a little highlight. But it's going to be very interesting to see how these play Tamworth. 4-2-3-1 for these guys. Got some good attackers going forward. I know Loublade actually playing with Tamworth, so we're going the opposite. We're going with Scunthorpe. And I think in his first game he actually hammered Scunthorpe, so something to be aware of there, as they are particularly taking their time here. As it goes into Finn, and he runs straight through our back three and pops it in the back of the net. Are you going to have a worse start than that? I possibly think not. What on earth are we doing in that situation there? We didn't get the replay either, which, to be fair, I'm not too fussed about seeing this again, but that is a very, very poor start, that, for us here at Scunthorpe. And as we come to the end of the first half, we have literally not had a highlight. How poor has that been? What on earth? You're going to get a bit of a bollocking for that, boys. You've got to be better than that. Looking tactics-wise, I mean, we've got a few people a bit frustrated at this moment in time. We're going to switch him onto attack a little bit. There's not too much else at this moment I can particularly do. I'm going to give it another 10-15 minutes just after half-time. And we'll see if we pick up a little bit in this second half. We definitely need to, because at the moment, it's been a very, very disappointing start. And remember, I've been off of FM for a little while, and maybe, just maybe, I might have lost my little Midas touch as we tick up towards 62 minutes. We've got a set piece, which Butterfield's going to whip in. It's headed away well. Elliott's going to pick it up on the edge of the box. He strikes it left-footed. It's off the post. Michael Clunan gets the tap in, and it's Scunthorpe 1. No, it isn't, because it's offside. And that's frustrating. We have got them on the ropes a little bit, I would suggest. Looking at that, we're going to encourage a little bit, and with 70 minutes on the clock, this is going to be the time to start having a look at some changes, because at the moment, we haven't quite managed to make this work. We're going to might tend to drop an attacking midfielder in here. We're going to drop Kian Scales in to this attacking midfielder role on attack. I think that might... Oh, in fact, no, we'll go attacking midfielder on support, because he might just drop in with Clunan. These guys, we're going to go attacking. We are going to try and go a little bit longer if we possibly can as well, and counter press. But at the moment, we have struggled away in our first game. Let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever, as we've got 15 minutes to score away at Tamworth to prevent a losing start here for Scunthorpe United. 80 minutes on the clock. There's not a whole lot happening, it must be said, as we're going to pause again, and I think we're going to go for broke here. I'm looking at the back. I think we're going to take off Will Evans, and we're going to stick Harry Poulter in there as well. What we'll do is we'll switch that to a target forward on support. We'll put that as an advance forward. Just swap those two guys round. And hopefully, if we switch Coogan in there, put Ogle back there, we've got to go for broke here, it must be said. We're going to go direct passing. Can we possibly whip it into the target man? I think that's something that we've got to be looking at, just to try and force a goal. I mean, obviously, we've had that one disallowed, but we're going for broke here away at Tamworth, and it has been a very, very poor half from us. And that is it. We lose on our debut as Scunthorpe manager. To be fair, you can't say they didn't deserve it. And I'm far from pleased with that, boys. And I'm not sure we've got up next. We'll have to have a little look. But that is a very poor start to proceedings. Up next, we have got Peterborough Sports at home. So, my word, lost the first game. If we lose the second at home, I could be in big trouble. Right then, second game, and a couple of changes we're going to make for this one, because I didn't think that were an acceptable performance. We've changed it around a little bit as well. We've still got these three in midfield, but we have got a box-to-box midfielder, which is going to be Dean Rance. This guy's determination, leadership might be vitally important for us this season. Clunan on the right-hand side is that Metzola. As we know, he's going to link up with Ogle. A little bit disappointed with Whitehall, it must be said, in that last game, and Elliott as well. So these two didn't get a lot of chances. We are going to try and be a little bit more positive here at home to Peterborough Sports. We've still got a couple of people who are a little bit maybe short on match fitness, but that comes with territory. But let's have a little look at their team. Nobody I really recognise. We actually had a look at bringing Leon Clark in during the off-season. So we have to win our home games. We've got to win our home games. I'm going to give them all the I've got faith in you, Lark. But we are at Glanford Park. This is our home debut. And we particularly could do with a win here, it must be said. And we do have an early free kick, and it's Elliott on the left-hand side to whip it in left-footed. It's headed in, Danny Whitehall, and that is how to start. 5 minutes into his first game at home. It's Scunthorpe 1, Peterborough Sports 0. I forgot what we're managing then. Scunthorpe United 1, Peterborough Sports 0. And that is a bloody good start. And we've got another corner. It's Jacob Butterfield this time to whip in. Ogle's in the box. It's going to come out to Elliott. This is a similar position to what happened in the last game as Peterborough Sports do manage to clear it. And we are chasing back at some rate of knots is Michael Cloonan, but does very, very well in to Fitzsimmons. And we will play away through Rance, who I think is going to be a big, big player for us this season, as is Kelly, left wing back as well. So somebody else to be aware of. But Evans goes into Butterfield, now into Cloonan again. Takes a touch, it's into Whitehall. That's a decent tackle from Fryer, but Ogle will bring it on. The advanced right wing back crosses in. Elliott's in the box. It's headed down. Cloonan picks it up, strikes it well. And Crook cannot get near it. It's 2-0 Scunthorpe United. And after a disappointing first day at Tamworth, we are starting to right the wrongs here. I'm a little bit concerned why we aren't getting any replays, which is a little bit annoying. We'll have goals, disallowed goals, missed penalties, clear-cut chances. We'll have a lot, thank you very much. So we are going to start getting some replays as well. But yeah, after half an hour gone, it's Scunthorpe 2, Peterborough 0. And we do get a free kick as Massey brings down, I think that was Cloonan. Whitehall plays it into Butterfield, who strikes it. It bounces around, and Michael Kelly is offside. Bugger. I'm guessing he's going to be miles offside. Butterfield strikes it. It's a little bit dubious, that. Do we think? I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced with that one. But we do come to half-time, and 2-0. That is decent. 10 shots, 4 on target. We've restricted Peterborough Sports to 1 shot. They haven't had a shot on target yet. The guys on the bench a little bit complacent. Can't say I'm absolutely chuffed with that. But if we perform like we did in that first half, this should practically be job done. And it should get us out at Mire a bit, because I bet there were a few murmurings on the terraces after that first game. Peterborough down our right-hand side. Cross it in. Masses in there, but we had it away through Cloonan. Now it's into Rance, who knocks it long and gives the ball away to green grass. He's not used to playing at home. Tootle down the left-hand side into Alban Jones, who strikes it over the bar. There's a few rhetoric ways from the Scunny fans, but that was pretty easy to deal with. As we now go into the last 20 minutes, we're going to start looking at possibly making a little couple of changes. I think that's what we'll do now. Just having a quick look around who we've got on the bench. Michael Kelly's on a yellow. Bringing on Tyler Denton seems to make sense. I don't particularly want to bring off Dean Rance at this moment in time. Danny Whitehall's struggling a little bit, which makes sense to bring Harrison Poulter on. But Harrison Poulter's not the same type of player. He's 5'9". He can't really play as a target forward, surely. So we might have to switch him to a pressing forward. He is a player who's getting chances at this moment in time to come into the side, purely because we haven't really got a third striker, must be said. It's something that I'm going to be working on between this and the next episode, which we're going to try and improve the squad a little bit and try and get rid of some of this squad bloating, which we've had. But as we come to the end of his first home game, we're 2-0 up, and Peterborough Sports do have a chance down our left and do the L, because Rance, who I was really considering making me captain, I didn't, and I'm wondering if that's a mistake now. But we're going to Fitzsimmons, who's going to just dribble this out, lovely. Knock it long in to Poulter, who nods it down, to be fair. Cloonan plays a nice little ball into the inside right channel. Poulter motoring on into the Peterborough Sports box. Fryer does very well, and Fryer's been playing on one leg for most of this game as Boy sends it down to Ogle. Into Coogan now. And this is what I like to see. The three at the back. This is how we like to play. Butterfield now takes a heavy touch in midfield. I would expect better from Jacob Butterfield as Peterborough Sports look to come forward through Alban Jones. It's in, and Poulter as well to get back. Let's have a look now. It's strict. I'm frustrated with that. Frustrated with it because of Jacob Butterfield, because he should know better than to give that ball away in midfield, and that has cost us a goal. Fair play to Peterborough, they built it well. Poulter did very well to get back in. Fabergun struck it across goal. Fitzsimmons ain't got a chance really to get there. But yeah, disappointing that. And if we get towards the end of the game, which we're going to do, that is a little bit of a tarnish on that, it must be said. Butterfield gets a 7.1, so possibly say I shouldn't be that upset with him. We weren't at our best, but we got the result. We are going to improve all the way along here. That means it's 1 win from 2 on this first episode. We're going to try and keep them nice and short and sweet and punchy. I haven't got the full schedule worked out for this yet, but that will come. So we'll have a look who we've got next. We've got a few more games. We'll probably come back at the start of September. Maybe Alfreton, South Shields. They're decent games to come back to. We've also got the FA Cup second qualifying round as well. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed that. Please do like and subscribe and comment. It does really help the channel. It's nice to have a bit of Football Manager back. And I shall see you on the next episode. Ta-ra!